So the first group of products I want to talk about are what we call our self-adhesive resin cements, or our self-etching, self-priming resin cements. And so G-CEM makes their G-CEM LinkAce in this category. These materials are dual cure, so they can be activated with a light, or they will self-polymerize or cure using chemistry. And one of the things that really I think has put this group of products on the market is that we can actually use it as a traditional cement. So using it as a traditional cement would mean that you actually didn't necessarily etch the ceramics, you didn't necessarily prime the ceramics or use your silane or your zirconia primer. You're literally just going to try the restoration in, adjust your contacts, adjust your occlusion, and then you're going to use this as a cement. And the advantage of doing it in that way is these are resin-based cements, so they are pretty. So they're not going to have the opacity of, let's say, a traditional glass ionomer like your G-CEM 2. So in a more translucent all ceramic situation, you've got a really pretty aesthetic cement that you're putting underneath your translucent aesthetic restoration. But if you want to use these and you really want to more closely approach a true bonding, so you've got, for these group of products, I would say these are for restorations where you either have adequate mechanical retention and you could cement, or you have some mechanical retention and you need some adhesive retention in a combination. So you're going to use both mechanical and adhesive retention. That's where this group of product is going to be helpful. For our preparations where we really have inadequate mechanical retention, we're going to move into the next group of products. But if we're going to use these and we want to enhance the adhesive retention, we're going to prepare the ceramics with either our air abrasion or our hydrofluoric. We're actually going to silanate or use our zirconia primer on the inside of the ceramic or our multi-primer. And then we're going to use these materials, and now we're going to get increased bond strengths using that and following those couple of steps versus if we're just using it more as a traditional cement. And these tend to be great materials. They cause low to no sensitivity. They're easy to use. You can put it on. You actually can tack cure it a little bit if you want to, or you can do like literally a couple of seconds on the buckle, a couple of seconds on the lingual, and it'll get kind of to a nice gelish phase so you can clean it. You can clean all of your excess. And then I am a big proponent with any resin-based cement that we want to actually protect all of our margins from oxygen before we do our final cure. So we're going to put on some kind of an oxygen barrier. You can just buy glycerin, USP grade glycerin or glycerin gel, and you can use that as an oxygen barrier. And then you're going to pick up your curing light, and you do want to cure these with the G-CEM. We want to do like 20 seconds from the buccal, 20 seconds from the lingual, or you can do something called a quarter technique where you do 10 seconds mesiobuccal, 10 seconds mesiolingual, 10 seconds distolingual, 10 seconds distobuccal. But for these materials, we do want to go ahead and cure it with a curing light so that we are getting the bond strengths that the manufacturer is telling us that we're going to get.